You said I was hiding and stuff.
PhD.
Yeah, are you good?
Indodana yolahleko.
No.
The prodigal son. Is the P for prodigal in high definition?
No, it's for progress.
Progress in hiding.
In high definition, like you once said.
Kaiser Chiefs.
No. Do you take Kaiser Chiefs game as a win? No, these are our brothers. I mean, like I told you that they are just past 10 years and few hours of not winning anything. So,
why did you disappear?
no, I didn't disappear. I was just busy with them, congratulating them. Remember, Kaiser Chiefs, they possess danger in terms of celebration because they are not used to celebrating. You cannot expect someone who's not been celebrating for the past decade to know how to celebrate. So since we know how to celebrate, we must marshal them and guide them in celebration because we are used to celebration. So they are not used. I didn't know whether they were singing Zetsitsim Kuku or what, but these guys don't know how to celebrate and you can't blame them.
But, there's something that happened that this country has never seen.
Yeah.
And I hope not to see it 10 years from now again, because that will be 2035, which was beautiful. The whole country was celebrating. And I saw also in one of your videos, you were even asking the Chiefs players, why are you guys leaving so early? How did it feel like staying with the Kaiser Chiefs players? Did you see the chaos that happened after the match outside that hotel?
Yeah, to be honest, it was a mixed feeling, but I must appreciate Kaiser Junior. Before I even realized that I was sharing the same hotel with Kaiser Chiefs, Kaiser Junior shouted my name, and he was such a gentleman who understands the nature of the game and rivalry. Yes, there were certain individuals from Kaiser Chiefs who wanted to take it personal, and I was happy that Kaiser Junior was able to bring them into order. But you talk about the players, they were very good to me. Everyone was good to me. Now,
Wait a minute before you even go to the players in Nabi. Their slogan is love and peace.
Yeah.
Who wanted to take it personal?
No, certain individuals that are not really football fanatics or football associates, some chemical engineers of football. He wanted to take it in a chemicals point of view, forgetting that we are talking about football. But since I'm a forgiving man, a happy people, I was forgiving and I understood where it come from.
So would I be correct to say that maybe you went in hiding because you were scared of those chemical engineers?
No, I was not even in hiding. I always say people are looking at me from wrong places. If you're looking for the president, you need to come to Lutuli House. Hence, I'm here now.
But Lutuli House was looking for you.
It means that was not Lutuli House. Like now here, you see, I'm at the Lifestyle League.
At home.
Yes. So you need to find me at the appropriate places. Remember, I'm not God. I cannot be in all places at once. I need to be at one place at a time.
You know what happened with me?
Yeah.
Last 2 minutes, I left.
Yeah.
And then the lift was just too slow for me. I went through the stairs.
Yeah.
When I got there, I saw some Kaiser Chiefs people already carrying those green T-shirts.
Yeah.
You know, the one they had on the field.
Yeah.
I don't know where they hide these things. And somebody locked them outside. And those guys were fuming.
No, those guys were happy. 10 years is no child's play, like I say. But at the end of the day, we congratulate them. I think they did a very good job, reaching the final, having to beat Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates. Though we know that there were questionable moments, but we are a big team. We are Orlando Pirates, and we can never be crying about whether onside penalty or no penalty. I think our greatest pain came out of the CAF Champions League. This was like a friendly in a final according to our standard.
You know, it's funny that you're saying that. I was saying to somebody that I feel like the Pirates' pain happened 2 weeks ago. This one was okay as compared to the Pyramids one.
Yes.
So you still feel the same way as well?
No, I still feel the same way. I think for us, the success was just to make Durban a nice, the event. I think it's arguably the greatest event so far in the country. I mean, everything was fully booked. I mean, for us, it was more of the event. Yes, we take nothing away. We really wanted to win the cup, but I don't think as much as Kaizer Chiefs would have wanted it. And I think it was good for football since imagine if Pirates was to win it. I mean, we could have killed the derby. We would have made the derby to look so simple. Remember, we just humiliated them by playing the Coco Melons and the previous match that we were playing against them. I mean, 2 weeks ago, you play, players that hardly have even bank accounts. We're talking about young players here.
Okay, you're talking about Coco Melons, ne?
Yeah.
And they were there in the final.
Yeah.
And Chiefs was using experience.
Yes.
So would you say experience prevailed?
It was not really a matter of experience.
Remember, I warned you about certain players.
Yeah.
I warned you about Kele.
Yeah.
I warned you about Miguel.
Yeah.
I warned you about Lilepo. I warned you about, I think there were 4 players, if not 3. Oh, Dupree.
Yeah.
Who won the game for Chiefs?
Yes.
Who won the game for Chiefs? Look at those 4 players and the role they played in that game. Do you remember all of them?
Yes.
Let's mention the moments of those players.
Yes.
Who brought that pass that made the goal?
It's Dupree.
Who intercepted the ball from your Coco Melon?
I think it was it Mart?
Lilepo.
Lilepo, yes.
It was Lilepo. Yeah. Who made sure that your other Coco Melon, Nkota, doesn't score? The one that deserved the red card.
Cardoso, remember?
The one that deserved the red card?
Cardoso's room, his hotel room, was opposite to mine.
No, it's not Cardoso, Miguel. Or is it? Yeah, it's his name. Oh, yes. I'm thinking about the coach when you say Cardoso, sorry.
I wanted to clap him because my room, every time I opened my room, I could see him there celebrating. I wanted to clap him for that rugby tackle.
So you're the violent one?
No, I'm not the violent one. Me, I wanted to, to just, bring him what he gave Mohaun Court. But at the end of the day, I was happy.
But I'm not done with the players I mentioned. Yeah. Did you hear even when he was removed what the crowd said? Yes. Even the coach was talking about it on Monday.
No, Tabet is a quality, class of his own. I think I'm one of the first to really congratulate him and to say he's one of the best midfielders this country have ever seen. Remember, this guy has played his trade in Europe. Unfortunately, people don't talk much about him because now, and I have to talk about Sundowns, though I know I call them crying babies FC. According to them, we should talk football without mentioning them. When he dictated the middle of the park when we played against Sundowns, or when they played against Sundowns, I spoke about how exceptional he was, how he made Tebo Mokoena, who's arguably the greatest or the best, one of the best midfielders in this country, that he made him look like an ordinary player. People thought I was doing football banter. No, it was not. The boy is class. He's got football education, football brains. He knows how to read space and is so comfortable in front of goals.
But why, when I mentioned these players, you guys kept on arguing, and I asked you a question that they like saying Kasut, no one could stop them. Why couldn't your coach have devised a plan? And I told you that only 3-5-2 or 5-3-2 will stop those boys. And you still went for, I don't know whether it was 4-3-3 or 4-4-2.
Yeah. No, I think again, what really killed us is the fact that we removed the defensive midfielder, a player that is hardly recognized as he should be, Makesheni Makaula. I mean, that's the backbone and the spinal cord of the team in terms of the middle of the park. Unfortunately, the coach removed him. I don't know who instructed him to do that. Okay, I mean, removing him is one thing, but not to replace him with a like-to-like. That's what destroyed us, because Kaizer Chiefs got 2 or 3 chances where they could easily break us from the middle of the park. And if you find a team that you can easily break in the middle of the park, that shows you how. But I understand what.
Wait, let me see clarity. You are saying he replaced with like-to-like. Obviously, but that's what you said.
No, I said he did not replace with like.
Oh, yes. That's what I said. When the change happened, I said, I'm smelling danger.
Yes, but with that said, I understand, because he had seen that Orlando Pirates is the only team that is now attacking. So there's no need for him to keep a player that is more defensive, since Kaizer Chiefs is not attacking. Forgetting that the reason why that he cannot see that Kaizer Chiefs is attacking is because Makaula is there. Have you ever heard this English word that you never realize how special something is until it's gone? That's what happened on that game. We realized the importance of Makesheni once we took him off.
And we realized that a few seconds after he was taken off. And to all the viewers right now, because we are live, we had to grab him and go live. Please send your comments so that if there's anything you want to ask him, the team will tell us about those questions. You can keep sending your comments. We found him. The prodigal son is back. P stands for prodigal in high definition. I don't know if he's still the doctor of philosophy or what.
Yeah, no, but again, you take nothing away from Kaizer Chiefs. I think they were hungry enough. They were motivated. They did not want to lose yet another derby. I mean, in 2 weeks or in a week, and that was a final that will determine 10 years for them. So they wanted to start with Nabi on a clean slate, at least with something to really celebrate on. Yeah, but in terms of the derby, honestly speaking, I'm not hurt. I think it's good for football. I think I've been saying that the reason why Orlando Pirates is not doing well is because Kaizer Chiefs is not doing well. Remember, every time we win...
Wait. Don't say the reason Orlando Pirates is not doing well. Pirates won 6 trophies in 3 years.
Yeah.
Or 3.5.
Yeah.
6 trophies. What do you mean they're not doing well?
No,
And Pirates is always position 2 on the log. So they're doing very well. I'm trying to understand what you mean by that.
No, thank you very much. I'm talking in the context of how they would go, how they would succeed. Because remember, we play 2 games in the league with Sundowns or with any other team. So we can only play with Sundowns once, but if the other teams don't want to compete, then therefore they are killing us. Hence, I'm saying that Kaizer Chiefs needs to come and become the third leg to say, at least, I'm not saying Sundowns shouldn't win, but I'm saying it shouldn't be easy. Remember, we don't want to turn our league into a farmers league. We want a team, because now...
What do you mean you don't want to turn it? Because the farmers league is when a team wins the league all the time, and you know that Sundowns is about to win, and for the next 2 years, Sundowns is still going to win the league. So,
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what we don't want. I know that when Kaizer Chiefs has risen their hands, they can therefore compete, because Orlando Pirates, like you're saying, have been doing ever so well. Even this season, we took 3 points from them. They took 3 points from us. But what did Kaizer Chiefs did? They gave them 6 points. And other teams, every time they play Sundowns, they just give them. At some point, you could even think that Sundowns is buying these teams. But I'm not saying that's the case. I'm only saying that it's so boring even when you have to watch Kaizer Chiefs, because remember now, football is ran through betting. I mean, how can people bet for the obvious? I mean, football should be interesting. It should be competitive. I'm not saying teams shouldn't win, but it shouldn't be so obvious that when you know that Sundowns is playing, it becomes so easy. And by so saying, I'm not saying they are not good.
And talking about the Sundowns, because they are playing tonight with Chipa United.
Yeah.
Has Sundowns won the league, or do they still need that 1 point?
They need the 1 point.
And there are how many games to go? 2.
There are 2 games to go, and they need the 1 point, because you can...
So if they lose tonight, miracle can still happen. That's if Pirates win all their games.
Exactly. Hence I'm saying...
Do you see that miracle happening?
No, it's not even a miracle. It's just to lose a game.
But remember, Pirates did lose it like that. Are you thinking the very same thing might happen to Sundowns?
Anything is possible. Remember, even on our phones, it tells us, or even on our computers, it tells us about confirmation and verification. If it's not yet confirmed, it's not yet gone. The league is not gone. It will be...
Hey, PhD, are you hopeful?
I'm not even hopeful. I'm being realistic.
PhD, do you think Sundowns might lose that league?
I'm saying to you, I'm not even... Okay, it's not even an opinion.
So yesterday at Orlando, you were still hoping for a win, hoping that Pirates might still clinch it.
No, I'm saying according to what...
Remember, it has happened to Pirates many times where they were number 1. I remember there was a game, I think they were playing against Umtata Parks, and Umtata was leading 3-2, and a miracle happened. It was 4-3.
What I'm trying to say is, according to how people have been so vocal, especially Sundowns fans, I thought they had already won the league.
I'm shocked. They're still scared, in fact.
Yes, because the way they are so vocal about it, they spoke as if they are now leading. In fact, they spoke a long time ago. But when I was talking to someone texting now, coming here, he said, today I'm having my 1 point to win the league. I'm like, I thought the league was gone. So why are you giving me ifs?
But do you think the Cocomelons can win all the games?
Why not?
You love the Cocomelons.
No, they can definitely do that. I mean, if something is not yet done, I mean, that table, that pool table there, it says you haven't won until you sink the blank one. And they have to grind and go play and win that game today so that they can win the league.
So you think the black one might emerge again?
Anyway, it's up to them. The ball is in their court. So if they win or if they lose, remember, Chippa United is also a PSL team and can beat them.
Let's talk about miracles.
Yes.
You wake up, PSL champions, Betway champions, Orlando Pirates. What would you do?
No, remember, I'm not ordinary person. I wouldn't really be as surprised. It would be a bigger miracle, but not as surprised as majority of the people would be.
What would you do? Remember, the Kaizer Chiefs fans showed us what a celebration is. 10 years, not seeing a trophy. Whether they got an offside, whether they got a penalty, they say, we don't care. What would PhD do should Pirates miraculously win the Betway Championship?
I'll definitely celebrate, but I'll be very modest. Remember, we've got...
You modest?
Yeah,
Hey.
I'll be very modest, but I won't be modest vocally, obviously. I'll have to tell them. That way, I'll act modest. I won't celebrate like Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer, like you throw myself on the ground and stuff. I won't do that. I'll just celebrate like the man that I am, but I'll be very vocal. And I'll tell them.
So they were celebrating. What was Miguel doing? Talking about
that. So these guys, I say, wow, is that a way of celebrating? But I can't blame them. Like I said, 10 years it's a hell lot of time.
It was hectic. I was sitting with a lot of people. Remember, I'm sitting next to Coach Mangoba. One Kaizer Chiefs fan. I don't know that guy. I still need to see that video. The way he celebrated, he was on a selfie. He came to me. Imagine at that time, I'm still shocked seeing that goal. And he came, he was shooting and saying stuff. What do you do when a fan does that?
I was just like I even felt pity for them as they were celebrating to say, guys, is this how you celebrate? When someone...
But it was beautiful. The rand even improved nyana, nyana. The whole country, it's peaceful. There are less matches, apart from the one match that's happening today, by the artists. But, there's less friction in the country.
Yeah. Remember, even if you can check the matric results or the results of students, if you can go and watch those students as they receive, their results, the people that makes noise are those that passed the kanganan. But student that really knows that have passed, they are there to check how did they pass. But those ones is those ones that did not even believe that they will pass. But those that knows that no, some of them they even pass and question that can it be getting this symbol? That's how Pirates celebrate, by the way. That's the standard that we are in. We know that we can make it, but we check how do we make it. That's difference with Chiefs. Chiefs they couldn't believe themselves. Majority of their fans bet that Pirates would win.
I was surprised. A lot of them were angry that they lost their bets.
Yes.
But on one hand, they're still celebrating a Pirates win.
Exactly.
How does that happen?
No, it's because they knew that Kaizer Chiefs, according to them, they thought Kaizer Chiefs is not going to win. But since they love Kaizer Chiefs, let them go and support the team. But already they have taken the loss. You understand? That's why they were celebrating in that manner. If it was Orlando Pirates, we were going to be modest. We're not going to be celebrating because it's something that we are used to. You understand? But in that way, I'm not trying to, make fun of them. I'm just saying that, but I think it's a very good start for them, maybe of good things. Maybe they would have many cups and stuff. Because at some point, Kaizer Chiefs really pushed Sundowns to the end and they almost won the league. So I think Kaizer Chiefs, they are very important. Also, like you're saying, to the economy of this country. They play a very good role.
Coming back to the Betway Premiership, Sundowns left with Chippa United and which other team?
I couldn't check them because, like I'm saying, they always win all their games.
So you don't really care who they are playing? You just know that it's a given?
Yes, I give them 3 points. Remember, I always blame Pirates for running their own race and getting draws and losses. I don't want to rely on another team for Pirates to be successful. You understand? But obviously, in football, that's what you do. I mean, the success or the downfall of a successful man is always a beneficiary to us.
Legendary coach, Jose.
Yeah.
Played his last match yesterday.
Yeah.
How do you feel about him leaving Pirates for Al Ahly?
No, I think it's a good thing because I don't think there's any South African team that can contain him according to the success. I think that is just a reflection of how good he was as a coach at Orlando Pirates. I mean, Al Ahly, we are talking about not even arguably the best team in Africa. For them to recognize him as their coach, then it shows you how much he has achieved in terms of Orlando Pirates. I mean, to take ordinary players and make them great players from Orlando Pirates, how many Cocomelons did we develop already? I mean, even yesterday, he gave that young boy another 14 minutes. Is a new player again. You know, he's get many young players from the left back, Madiba. You know, the list is endless. So I think he really did well at Orlando Pirates, and I was very happy with the send off. We really sent our goodbyes to him. We spoke to him. You know, we really acknowledged his work, and also he has given us some sort of a culture to know that we do not really need to buy so expensive players for us to be great. And I think Orlando Pirates did well. They really succeeded during his era, and what a beautiful season that we had under him.
I think he implemented something that Barcelona is famous for.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at La Masia
Yeah.
and what he was starting to do with Orlando Pirates is what Barcelona is doing. The question is, who sustains that culture? Is it the management? Is it upcoming coaches? And who do you see as one of those coaches?
No, first of all, I'm happy because Jose Rivero did not hire himself at Orlando Pirates. He was hired through Skype. He was well interviewed, and we need to give credit to those people. Remember, sometimes we tend to give employees so much credit that we forget the employers. Remember, that was the smartness of the Kozas, Yompumi Koza. You know, you mentioned them. That shows the leadership and the brains behind to can hire someone. Because remember, when he came here, he did not have so beautiful CV.
No, he was called a plumber.
He was called a plumber, a UEFA Pro license holder. Then we took the theory into practicality, and we've proven that what a great
plumber that left a legend.
Yes. And only Orlando Pirates could give them such a platform to say, yes, we are leaving you as a GOAT. And everyone can tell that this guy is a top coach, hence is going to Al Ahly.
And still giving credit to the management. Remember, even the past coach.
Yeah.
He won a trophy.
Yes.
He was hired by them.
Yes.
When he came in, he was called a plumber.
Yeah.
This one came in, called a plumber. 5 trophies.
Yes. No, like I'm saying, it's the employer for me. A lot of people are talking about Jose Rivero, forgetting that he was hired by good brains behind. Hence, I'm saying that we are well led and well steered by the Iron Duke himself, Dr. Ivan Koza. So a lot of people think football is played on the pitch. Football is played beyond the pitch. It's played from the offices, if you know football administration. So a lot of people think, yeah, it's those people that are playing. They don't even think about the pitch. They don't think about the regalia and everything and all those aspects that those players have to eat. They have to get paid. They have to get psychologically strong. The coach has to be, the preparation behind that has been done by the whole team. People undermine that, and that reflects on the pitch. So I think Orlando Pirates will definitely get a good coach. But if it was up to me, I would say they don't have to rush it. They should come. They should check internally first. Yeah, the assistant coach of Jose Rivero, people who've been with him, who understand the culture, of the team. If they fail, we can therefore go outside.
But don't you think that's what causes Pirates never to win the league? Because you want to recover in the middle of the league.
Yeah.
And yes, we all love Ramandla, and I'm thinking that's your next candidate according to you.
It's not only him. There's another coach there. There are two. So they can also be given two positions. Yes.
Tell us about that other coach.
No, he's a very good coach. He's always...
I'm sure he's got a name.
It's the what like I forgot. I was talking to him and I forgot his name, but I think the people would know him. He likes jogging with the ball and stuff there. So he's also a candidate.
Not the dreadlock one.
No, not the dreadlock
because that one is
the white one. The white one, but he's not from the country. The white one. So he's a very good coach. I think they can do a very good job together with Coach Mandla Nigaz. Remember, this won't be a first. Even Mamelodi Sundowns has done that. Combined two coaches to make them a success. When Pito failed at Sundowns, he introduced them Mangoba Mniti, who came and helped him. And people must never lie. Mangoba Mniti came and helped Pito. Pito, they were busy chasing him. Police were protecting him outside of Sundowns. So Mangoba helped him. So I'm saying, let's see them. We don't have to give them as many games. Like now, they are given about 2 to 3 games. So let's watch them and see what they can do.
Okay. If you were to look at, like Pirate says, We are definitely not employing these ones that are here, but they will still be kept. We're employing somebody locally. Who would be your candidate?
I don't have any candidate locally, except if they were to hire me.
Do you think you can coach Orlando Pirates?
No, I can definitely coach Orlando Pirates. Obviously, I'll assign the right people at the right place. Remember,
don't you think we're number right for Phillies games, Colin Dlanya games, Alfred Piri games? You know all those games.
No. I think you are mistaking me for someone else. I'm overqualified for those.
Okay, so for me, but let me reserve my comment.
No, we don't need a South African coach for now. We don't need. Honestly, this is my opinion. Unless if you're to call someone like your Benni McCarthy with high profile.
But Benni McCarthy is South African.
No, I'm saying in the context of an international, because Benni McCarthy, everywhere he goes is home in terms of football. But if you look at him from a South African's point of view, you might miss him. But what I'm trying to say, I'm taking in that level, at least Benni McCarthy.
Why Benni?
Yeah, he has done. We're talking about the former Manchester United striker coach, talking about the former leading goal scorer in Portugal, second best leading goal scorer after Drogba in Europe. UEFA license.
He played in England. Yes. He played in La Liga. Yes. He played in Porto. Yeah. Portugal.
Yes, Portugal. And in all those leagues, he made a success. He also played for Orlando Pirates. He made a success. He became Nedbank leading goal scorer and player of the tournament. He also scored the last goal of the league.
I think Amazulu was coach of the year.
He coached Amazulu and became number 2. For the first time, they've seen Amazulu playing the CAF Champions League. So even if you were to judge him according to PSL standard, if he can take an ordinary Amazulu and make them number 2, why not give him? He's qualified. He's got the experience enough. He can handle big ego players. Benni McCarthy has got all the attributes, if one may say.
Wouldn't you say it's said that the Pirates coach is leaving?
Yeah.
He's recognized by the number 1 team in Africa, Al Ahly. Yeah. But he has never won Coach of the Year in the league he was working for before Al Ahly, which is the PSL.
No, for me, I'm not sad about that, because remember, whoever says Coach of the Year, when you say Coach of the Year, it's not like you're saying leading goal scorer of the season. When you say Coach of the Year, it always goes to an opinion. That's their opinion. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions. And unfortunately, when they have these opinions, they don't bring us to the fore and tell us the reasons why is he best coach of the season. Back in the days in PSL era, you'd find coaches that would become coaches of the season without being even in the top 5. Why? Now, people are lazy to think. They think on statistics. When you say, tell me who's the best player, they watch statistics. Who scored more goals? Best player. Who scored what? Best player. It's like it's easy. It's like when someone is lazy to can do mathematics. What they do, 5 plus 5, they hold a calculator. 5 plus 5, 10. They can't think. This is what's happening. You cannot think. You cannot give us the dimensions of what to lead to this player. If a person uses ordinary players and coaches a team that would go to, he's the only coach, by the way, who went to 2 finals this season in terms of PSL. They would never. Remember, when you become a finalist, you become a silver medalist, and
people don't understand. They
don't understand.
Yes,
how many teams?
But when we go to the Olympics and we come with the medal, a bronze medal, we celebrate it. But people forget that being a runner-up is a big achievement.
Yes, they don't understand that when the president is out of the country, the deputy president takes over. They don't understand that he's a deputy champ in terms of PSL. He's a deputy champ in terms of Nedbank. So those things alone. So those are the elements that you need to bring forth when you say this one is best or is not best, so that we understand. These things will always be an opinion. But us, our opinions are derived from facts. To say, look at the quality, look at the checkbook, look at the regalia. I mean, we're talking about the second biggest brand inside the region in Orlando Pirates. And if one may think that maybe we are not the one who evaluates these things, but there are certain criteria that are used. Because remember, some people are very slow. Even if you were to tell them that the rand is now high, you know what they will tell you? They will tell you that I'm not working, because they don't understand the significance of how the value of rand. They think the value of rand relies on how much money they have. But it takes at least 10 years for ordinary fans to understand such.
TLL is growing, the lifestyle league.
Yeah.
And you know that most of these votes are done by influential people in football.
Yeah.
Let's say this year TLL was big, and you were one of the panelists, judge panelists.
Yeah.
Who would be your coach of the year?
My coach of the year would be would really rely on the Champions League in terms of Sundowns. Unfortunately, I would have to bring the issue of the Champions League. For me, Sundowns have done very well in terms of reaching the finals of the CAF Champions League. But if they were to win it, I would give it to Cardoso.
How do you make somebody that didn't spend the whole season coach of the year? Are you saying all other coaches were that weak that somebody joined the race in the middle and still beat them all?
In this way, that if he was to win the CAF Champions League, I would give them. I think that is the biggest achievement in terms of club football continentally. On that note, I would give him.
Is that how you view these things?
No, I'm saying for me, after checking everything, because he got Mamelodi Sundowns, when he was given Mamelodi Sundowns, it was number one.
So you're basically saying somebody that must win the Ballon d'Or must come out of Inter or PSG?
No, that's not really what I'm saying. I'm just saying it gives them an edge. I'm also saying that I wouldn't ignore that, because
so who's your coach of the year?
My coach of the year now would definitely be Jose Rivero.
So
now, because people have got a problem.
Only now.
Yes, because, that's why you see people showing my videos and saying we don't lose, and we.
Let me ask you a simple question. When they choose these things, right? And I know where I'm getting to. You're saying it will be Cardoso based on CAF, right?
No, even on
wait. Based on CAF, should they win CAF, right?
Yeah.
So I'm giving you Mafokate.
Yeah.
Who played for CAF?
Yeah.
PSL
Not bad.
and CAF in terms of AFCON and the World Cup versus Rivero, who only played for Sundowns only. So who's your football of the year? If you use that analogy to choose the coach of the year, so how do you then choose the football of the season? And who will it be?
Almost in the same, I don't want to put it direct, almost this, I would use the same criteria, because when you talk about the footballer of the season, like what's the season, we don't really check on the league, we check even the cups. Relebohile Mofokeng came on at the MTN final. I think he had about less than 5 minutes. He created a goal, and his second touch, he was dribbling everyone, and he scored a goal. Again, you have to check at the levels. He was playing the finals of the MTN, and MTN, by the way, it is the most important cup in terms of PSLY.
34 games.
The MTN.
Yeah. Remember, for you to win the MTN, you play more than 30 games.
Yeah.
I always say to people, MTN is way too important because you play 34 games.
Exactly. And also remember, you have to be in the top 8. It means now we are bringing the best 8 into what? It's not like Black Label, whereby anyone can enter. Even myself, I can put my team there. So MTN is the most important cup, because precisely because of those things. But again, you check when he scores in a final and creates a goal in the final. Not only that, he creates a penalty in a derby. He also scores in a derby. You check the kind of goals that he scored or the levels that he scored. One may say, because people are very weak, like I'm saying, they use statistics.
But somebody might say Rivero killed Pirates, killed Chiefs. Those 2 games made him stand out. But then when you look at all other games, obviously it was against weaker teams, which is why, from where I'm standing, I'm trying to compare the contribution of young Mafokate and the contribution of Rivero into South African football this season.
Yes.
Who stands out?
Yes, Rivero rather. I wouldn't also be bothered if he was given the player of the season. Why? Because he started well, he performed well, like against smaller teams. But again, if we were to scrutinize this, he was playing with top players that made his job to be easy. He did not have to carry the team. When he played Magesi FC, a smaller team, having the quality of Mamelodi Sundowns,
having Tebogo Mokoena on your side,
the best midfielder,
having Mutau on your side, having Africa's number one.
You mean, I mean, a bench of millions, a million. I mean, that bench. Imagine if Relebohile Mofokeng was playing with such players. Relebohile would be far. So I'm saying in that context, for me, Rivero did not give. And by the way, after Rivero,
because I'm confused between the two. That's the reason I'm asking these questions, because I was one of the few people that chose Rivero beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But now I'm sitting back, more especially after your analysis about how you would choose the coach of the year. Because if you're saying Cardozo is coach of the year because of Kev, then what makes Mofokeng not stand out because of what he achieved with Bruce under Bafana Bafana?
Even if you were not to go to Bruce, just go to Kev semi-finals. What did he give you? He gave you a volley in a semi-final away from home in Egypt. Rivero has not done so well in terms of the CAF Champions League.
But Rivero is the leading goal scorer, right?
Of where?
PSL.
Like I'm saying, standard. When we talk about the Champions League, you are playing with champions there. You are performing well against smaller teams. That's what we're saying. We will remember Rivero when he scored against Chiefs and Pirates.
But do the players think that way? Because the issue here is, a lot of people try to influence South African players in terms of player of the year. And 2 years in a row, they chose their own player. And that other season, I can't remember, it was Saleng. The past season, it was Tito. Yeah. So are they influenced, or do they just look at the games the way me and you are analyzing without hype?
No, I think the players are one of the fair people. If you check, they gave Tito the player of the season
against all odds.
Against all odds, when everyone was saying, remember, let me say, and I have to be brutally honest about this.
I like brutality.
Yes. We saw last year Tito for me was robbed. This season, yes, he did not perform according to standard. I think even that one of Saleng, he was robbed, to be honest. Like I'm saying, these things will always result into opinions. But Relebohile Mofokeng, if you can check, I've seen this, and people are trying to be smart with us, and some of us are way smarter than them. You know what they are doing now? They're saying Mofokeng should be the youngest player of the season. You know why? They are trying to off the pressure of Rivero to say, because if you remove Mofokeng outside of the equation, you then give a Rivero. You see, they are being smart in that.
But there's nothing wrong in being the young player and being the footballer of the year. You can still get both.
Yes, you are right in what you're saying. But the idea is to take Mofokeng out of the contest so that it can be easy for Rivero to win. It's the very same way, the very same thing it was done last season with Tito. They took Tito out of the race to put him on the other side because they knew that had they put Tito there, Tito would have won it. So that is the system that is being used. It's the very same way now. You cannot remember Mofokeng last season was the youngest player of the season. So you still say he's young even this season.
I asked that question earlier on in a debate in one of the WhatsApp groups. And the other question, let's say Mofokeng doesn't contest for that. Who would you give it to? There was Duba shining. There was, he came late. TLB came late. Nkota did well. And, and I'm sure there are other younger people from Stelis and all other teams.
Let me tell you, like I'm saying, it's just a strategy to make sure that Rivero wins it. The very same way the strategy was used to give Mokoena, remove Tito. Obviously, it's going to those people. It's like we're going to an interview while we know who's going to be employed. It's the very same thing. If you remove Mofokeng, then we know for sure it's going to Rivero.
Midfielder of the year.
Midfield of the year, unfortunately, I'll sound biased, but let me not be scared of being biased. I think
remember, it's just your own feelings.
Yes, I think
why are you worried about being biased if you believe in what you're saying?
No, we've got a lot of crybabies whom are very disturbed by someone's opinion.
So you are worried about crybabies?
Remember, as old people, we look after babies. If babies cry, sometimes we tell them things they want to hear because they will cry. So sometimes,
but those things that they want to hear might be an influence to the ignorant.
I think Makehleni Makaula for me is one of the most underrated midfielders, precisely because he does not rely on playing the ball. He relies more on defending. You understand? Defending is your Gattuso kind of defender. So a lot of people only watches players on the ball, and majority of the times that players are playing is off the ball, because you cannot be having play the ball. So Makehleni Makaula plays a lot off the ball, and we are yet to reach a level of understanding players that are shining off the ball.
You know me, I'll always ask these questions that people would be scared to ask. I love Tebogo Mokoena, right? And we know that beginning of the season, he didn't play most of the games. Do you think the games he played are enough to guarantee him a midfielder of the season?
You know, there's this thing of framework. Tebogo Mokoena, he's a class player. He's a classy player.
He's an international player, according to me. I don't even think he still deserves to be here. But I guess maybe Sundowns are doing everything in their power to keep him. But for us as South Africans, would have loved to see him prosper beyond just the PSL.
Yeah. Tebogo Mokoena is a good player, take nothing away. But I think for me this year, he played like fairly well. Most of the games he did not even play when he was having his quarrels with the former coach, Mangoba Mniti. So for those reasons, and he did not do much for me. Like he was just an ordinary Tebogo Mokoena. He was not as exceptional. I'm not saying he was not good. So I think other people can come to the party. In terms of the middle of the park, you can unfortunately Thabo Cele did not really have as many games, but that's a quality player for me. He has shown us, even when they played against Sundowns, he could easily dominate them. He played against Pirates now, he dominated us. You understand? He was a difference. So I'm thinking it's about time that we bring such players, in terms of having a framework of knowing that we will always bring Tebogo Mokoena. I think for me, Tebogo Mokoena must take just the rest. Yeah.
But we do agree he's a class player.
We cannot doubt that.
Okay, let's go to the strikers. Yeah. Obviously, they never really say striker, it's the goal of the season, right? Obviously, it's Rivero or Reyners, should he?
Yes, you see Reyners, even though he did not get as many minutes, but I think for me, Reyners would be someone that I would really, want to say that you can put him there. Mahopa, you can put him there. Even Shalulile, I would definitely want to put him there.
But how would you put Mahopa and Shalulile in terms of the goals scored?
No, I think Shalulile and Mahopa, those kind of players would give you 100% work rate.
But here we're not playing for a match. We're playing for PSL awards. We want one winner. It's between Reyners and Rivero.
No, Rivero, I wouldn't want to give him as a striker.
But is he not leading? No. Sorry, the hence I said I wouldn't say striker. I'm saying the goals of the year. Remember, I said it's meant to be a striker, but because it's goal of the year.
No, those ones they don't even need our opinion. If someone is the leading goal scorer, then give him the leading goal scorer. But the best striker for
me. I hear what you're saying, because I confused you when I said in terms of goals, it's obviously going to be okay. So in terms of striker, you would choose.
I'd go for Reyners or Shalulile. Yeah.
For this season, Shalu.
Yeah, Shalulile.
Don't you think Shasha was put on the bench?
That is
for the longest time.
That is the problem or the challenge with Mamelodi Sundowns. It doesn't give you enough time to express yourself, to really show that you are that good. But I think Shalulile saved them in the CAF Champions League group stages. I mean, in many times he played very well. Even your Reyners played very well. The challenge is at Sundowns you don't get enough game time. Even now when they were playing the CAF Champions League semis, Reyners came in and he created an own goal. But
so you would say Reyners striker of the year, goal of the season, goal scorer of the season.
Yeah, it would be Rivero, I think.
Reyners. Remember, Reyners might still score tonight.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, but for me, Reyners is the best striker of the season.
Okay. Yeah. And any other thing that is left behind? Because remember, you disappeared. Goal of the season. Yo.
Goal of the season, I know that a lot of people would go for a cracker. They would choose for a cracker, unfortunately.
Which cracker?
I mean, there were a lot of crackers that were done this season. I think.
But from all these other teams,
yeah,
I saw beautiful goals that were not coming from Sundowns, Chiefs, or Pirates.
Yes.
Because you guys think these awards about Chiefs, Pirates, and Sundowns.
Exactly.
They're about the PSL teams.
Yes, no. There's a goal that was scored by Mbata outside a cracker. And he also scored, I think, the other one when we were playing against Al Ahly, or I don't know, but it was in the CAF Champions League. It was a beauty.
Do they count those ones for PSL?
They don't count. But for me, I'd give one goal. And I know that many people would not even think about this goal. There was a goal that was touched from Sipochaine to everyone in the middle of the park, and they had 2 or 3 chances or 3 touches until it came to an open net. I think it was scored by Relebohile Mofokeng or so, but he did not even score it. He just have to push it inside the box. It was touched by everyone. I think it was when we were playing against Marumo Gallants. Everyone from Sipocha.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes. Goal. So that goal.
But what makes it special?
Because it's a team goal. An individual just finished, but everyone touched that ball. It rotated. Tito was dribbling on top of it. Kabelo Dlamini. You mentioned them. All of them touched.
But you know, your local journalists and analysts have already dubbed the Rivero goal against Kaizer Chiefs the goal of the season. Would you agree or disagree?
No, I wouldn't blame them. I was talking about it. What a goal! But for me, I'd rather choose a goal that belonged to the whole team. Because if you watch that ball, I think that video is one of the most watched videos in terms of PSL this season, where we saw people were even counting 1, 2, 3 until we reached 40-something minutes. And if you understand football and realize, Pella, we are not playing tennis here, whereby you have to rely on an individual, or golf, whereby you say, yeah, he just scored 1 goal or 1 shot. No, but I think I'll give it to someone who it's not even his goal, it's a team goal. So for me, I'll give that goal as the goal of the season.
It is said that we have to end our show.
Yeah.
Because you disappeared. So we would have done a lot of days, from what happened in Durban to your disappearance, to us discussing this. And, I'm a bit depressed because the season is over.
Yeah.
The only other disappointing thing is Sundowns might win the league with games in hand for Orlando Pirates. So what then happens if they get the maximum points? Do they give them the trophy before Pirates finish their games, or what?
No, they'll have to wait for us to finish our games. But
then how are they going to celebrate their cup?
No, if they win tonight, it will correct a lot of people who are missing this English word that the league is gone and whatsoever. You will see them celebrating tonight to show that the league will be gone tonight.
Celebrating without a trophy?
Yes, because now they know. Remember, when you see money reflecting in your account, it doesn't matter whether you have it literally or what.
No, but remember that most of the Kaizer Chiefs fans that were celebrating didn't see money in their account, but they were celebrating because they were seeing that trophy.
Yes.
So I'm saying, as a Sundowns fan, if they win tonight, you're expecting that the last match, the trophy would be displayed. Yeah. So I'm saying, in this case, what happens? Because Pirates will still be playing their matches.
No, mathematically, if they win, they've won the league. So they'll just have to wait for that last game for them to be granted the trophy.
Yes, but that last game happens before Pirates plays their last games.
Yes, then they'll have to wait.
Wait for who?
No,
for Pirates to finish.
No, I'm saying the last game that Sundowns plays, it should be the last game of the league.
It should be, but is it like that?
Yes, it's going to be like that.
Oh, so
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be like that. It's definitely going to be like that. But again, like you were talking about the issue of hiding, I was not hiding. I think Orlando Pirates is the most, for me, it has been so successful. It's a pity when people want to define Orlando Pirates' success, they go to other people or other teams to find it. We know how successful we became. We know the amount of money that we've used. We know the amount of players that we've produced from the DDC, ordinary players. I mean, we know how well we've done into reaching the semis. Remember, the league before, or the season before this one, Pirates did not even make it to the group stages. Relebohile Mofokeng missed a penalty. The very same Relebohile Mofokeng scored away in a semi-final this season. That is success, first of all. Orlando Pirates, like you're saying, is we are not sure whether Sundowns has won it. The reason why is because Pirates still has numbers. Last season, Sundowns was leading with 23 points. That alone is success. If Sundowns are not getting guard of honor, today when Sundowns plays their second last game, or maybe their second last game of the season, they won't get guard of honor.
Goalkeeper of the year?
I'm tired of choosing Pirates people. I'm tired.
You want to say China? Just say it.
Sipo China.
Because I knew you were going to say that. Yeah. Which position do you think Chiefs is going to possess in the top 8?
I think they'll be number 8.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you because
I know you want them to be number 8 so that Sundowns can knock them out of the top 8. But in reality, I see Chiefs at 5 or 6.
No, I want them to be at number 8 so that they can trap Sundowns again the very same way they did in the Nedbank.
Are you sure?
Yes. And again, not only are they going to trap Sundowns, but it's going to be a beautiful event.
So you are in a hurry to revenge winner?
No, football should rotate. Monatu Sanso change. It cannot be that we have one person who's always smiling. Whether they take it as hate, I don't care. Now I advocate for football. I advocate for the competitiveness of football. And I will never celebrate someone buying a player with 60 million. And I'll always say, without any shadow of a doubt.
But they're going to the Club World Cup.
Yes, they are handpicked. Remember, they are handpicked into playing the Club World Cup. Why? Let me tell you, they are being celebrated for participating in the CAF Champions League. But when Pirates is participating in the CAF Champions League, you know what they're saying? They're saying it's failure. But when Sundowns is participating, they're saying they are handpicked because of that. Why is it success when it's Sundowns and it's a failure when it's Orlando Pirates?
How do you feel about Jose Rivero going to the Club World Cup?
I'm very happy for him, very excited for him. I think he has done everything right to deserve it. So I'm happy for him. I know it's painful, but I'm happy that it's going.
And Rulani missed that by an inch.
Rulan, what happens to Rulan is fine. Whatever that happens to him, maybe when he comes back, Sundowns will adopt him. I don't know.
What if he turns up at Pirates?
Then he will be the best coach in the country.
Everybody's scared of Rulan.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
Hey, any last words?
No, my last word is congratulations to Mamelodi Sundowns. I wish they can win the CAF Champions League. So that they push us, because if they win the CAF Champions League, they then provoke your likes of Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs to say, let's go and fight for this. And it's about time. Can you imagine how motivational our 1995 CAF Champions League became to other teams? The very same way, if Sundowns wins the CAF Champions League, we will have anger and we'll want to be like them and compete well. So I wish them nothing but the best, and congratulations for them if they win, because remember, they did not win the league. If they win the league in advance.
Okay. Pirates has got a star.
Yeah.
Sundowns has got a star. Can you imagine the day Chiefs get a star?
I think Kaizer Chiefs is a very big team, a team that could have won the star a long time ago. I think they were robbed by the African football politics. They lost interest in terms of the continental football, to say the money, it was not giving them their money's worth. I mean, we are talking about, by the way, the last team to play in the CAF Champions League finals. That's Kaizer Chiefs. Sundowns are yet to play. They haven't played. They've succeeded into playing, because some people are very slow. They will say Sundowns is the last team. No, Chiefs is still the last team to play in the CAF Champions League.
What would happen though, should Chiefs win their first star?
It would. They will celebrate like they're crazy, but it would be good for South African football. I think it also reduces the standard of other teams. Remember, because if they win the CAF Champions League, it then increases the standard of our league. That's why I want Sundowns to win, so that the standard of our league can improve and sponsors can come in, into just helping. And our brothers would have won the CAF Champions League, and I would really be happy for them, because all these years they've been, for me, Sundowns has been failing. For me, this time, in a very long time, Sundowns has been succeeding. The ultimate goal of Mamelodi Sundowns has been to play in the CAF Champions League and to win it. I mean, you look at the amount of money that they are putting. Their main aim was that winning the league over and over. For us, we don't mind as long as they win the league alone. They win the league, we win the MTN, we win the Netbank, we win whatever, as long as they don't win other things. So they never had full dominance. So Mamelodi Sundowns' ultimate goal, or the most successful league that is unlikely to be for them, or likely to be, is this season. If they win the CAF Champions League, they've done so well.
And that would be good for the PSL. Yes. And from me and PhD, would like to say thank you. And we do appreciate all the comments. Keep them coming. We'll respond to some of them. And we really appreciate, and good luck to Mamelodi Sundowns tonight. And not forgetting the game against Pyramids. Good luck, Mamelodi Sundowns. At least PhD for a change is saying Sundowns is going to win the second star, right?
For tonight, why you say good luck to them? Because they are not playing alone. They are playing against Chippa United. Chippa United is a South African team. So are you saying we hate Chippa and love them? No, good luck to Chippa United.
Good luck to Chippa United. And may you do what this meant. May you make this guy proud and beat Sundowns so that there's still that sustainability in the league. And if Chippa United wins, I know what would happen with you. You would come here first thing in the morning to say, let's do another show.
Most definitely.
And who do you see scoring at Chippa United?
I see in Ivanga.
I knew you were going to say Ivanga. When everything must be linked to Orlando Pirates, ne?
No, Ivanga is a top striker. And as a striker, he's likely to punish them. And remember, they've beaten them last week. They were beaten by Sundowns. I don't think they'd allow themselves to be humiliated by Sundowns again.
So you do support Chippa United for
most
tonight?
Most definitely. I've never been a pretender myself.
Okay.
I don't pretend. That's why I'm saying I don't want to be loved, because the moment you rely on other people to love you, it means you will say what they want to hear. I know, even on the comment.
For tonight, I'm picking Sundowns. You're picking?
I'm definitely picking Chippa United. In fact, I started supporting Chippa United ever since I was 5 years.
Yeah?
Yes.
How did that happen?
No, spiritually.
Because Chippa United is not 10 years old.
Spiritually. I love Chippa United. I love Chippa.
Where's the game? PE?
Yeah, I think it's in PE. And I've got brothers there at Chippa United. And I've got friends there.
What did you say to them?
No, I said, go and trap them. In fact, I'll even give them a call and say, go and trip that Sundowns, their weaker team.
And I'm saying Sundowns is winning.
Now I'm saying Sundowns is losing.
Okay, here we go. For the first time, I'm making my prediction public. Ne? So I'm saying Sundowns is winning.
But I know that if Sundowns loses, you'll be happy.
No.